Yo, what up, Street Talks? Eric Kim. Alright, a thought. A dangerous life is the best life. So obviously, you know, we don't want to die. You don't want to go bungee jumping every day and, you know, do drugs and join the mafia and parachute and do all these things. So I think obviously danger is it's all subjective and it's all relative. So for example, I remember as a kid, you know, I would love, you know, doing all these kind of like daredevil stuff. Like I was really into like aggressive inline skating. So essentially like what skateboarders do now, but we did with rollerblades. They would actually call me a fruit booter, which was kind of funny. So the basic notion is I would love to challenge myself and do things which is kind of tested my own limits. And even actually one of the reasons I love powerlifting too is that it's dangerous too. And people often like to say, oh, don't do that, it's dangerous, it's dangerous, dangerous. But you think about the other thing. If you live a life where it's only doing safety, you're only doing safe stuff, is that a good life? I don't think so. And I think the tricky thing is we need to essentially tightrope danger where you're doing things which are dangerous enough, but you're skillful enough that you're not gonna die. So I was watching some of that, the free solo, you know, mountain climber dude, and then people, oh, aren't you scared? And he said something along the lines of like, what I'm doing, it's like, you know, obviously the potential downside is death, but because I have enough faith in my abilities and my skills, it actually doesn't feel that dangerous, which I actually find quite interesting. And so maybe kind of similarly, we need to wake up ourselves, we need to wake up our wits, and we cannot just be chained down by convention or fear. And so not to let danger kind of prevent us. Like for example, even as kids, right? Like obvious things you don't want to do, you don't want the kid to touch the hot stove, but a little bit of that pain might be a good thing because it prevents them from the potential catastrophic thing, which is like death. So generally speaking, we want to mitigate the tail effects of a potential death, which is obvious. But at the same time, you don't want to live in a way where safety is the point of your life. And this is actually one thing I don't like too, when people are like, oh, you know, I love living here because it's so safe. And obviously you don't want to live like in the hood where it's super dangerous. But I don't think the end goal of life in society is safety for the sake of safety. It's rather like courage, grandeur, where maybe you're exposing yourself to the type of dangers you want to expose yourselves to. And so like even philosophically speaking, I like approaching dangerous thoughts, dangerous ideas, and kind of unorthodox things where the danger awakens your inner genius and your inner thinker. And essentially, like, what is the thing that nowadays we humans fear most? We fear other humans, which is kind of silly, because like in the past we might have been afraid of, you know, lions, tigers, and bears, but now it seems like we fear our neighbors. We fear other foreign peoples, foreign cultures, and now obviously we fear the virus and the disease and the germs and stuff like that. And so I would think maybe the best life is a life where you kind of harness the fear, you kind of harness the danger, and you kind of harness the difficulty in which you're trying to live the most dangerous life possible without dying. So essentially living life where you're kind of a bit of a daredevil, but daredevil like, or danger, it could be like just like a metaphorical sense too, where it ain't just like, you know, putting your physical life at danger, but it could just be putting like your reputation at stake, or, you know, the risk of upsetting others, or the risk of social stigma or whatever, or the risk of losing your accolades and your awards, your, you know, other people's respect of you and so forth. And so yeah, it seems like in this life a dangerous life is the best life, and let us not make the point of our lives to be all about risk mitigation or the danger mitigation, but the more dangerous the better.